Online TV?
Focal Online TV is located within a Tobo Village community along the Japanese Highway.
Tell me more about the platform.
This platform, called Focal Online TV Daily Edition of Inside the Print Media, does not encourage any form of dialogue between the viewers and the presenters.
Oh, you mean nobody calling there?
No, you can't call on a show. Let me talking out like when we're no calling there. So all you can do is you will listen to the news, and they can also encourage you to buy the newspaper to listen to the news in details.
But do you do viewer recognition at times?
Oh yes, we do viewer recognition. When you are watching, we notify you, and sometimes we even appreciate you on a show, telling you thank you for always following us. We also encourage you to share the live stream, because the more you share the live stream, we transform and we transition ourselves as a broadcast team as well.
Wow. So when can I better get this program you are talking about?
This program is aired every Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. to 10:45. The program runs for 45 minutes.
Wow.
And guess what?
Wow.
We bring you hot stories of our trending situation within our country, Liberia. Imagine hearing stories from Hot Pepper newspaper, from the Daily Observer newspaper, from Front Page Africa. Are you a lover of Front Page Africa?
Oh yes, I'm a lover of
Front Page Africa, and the Women Voices, and a lot more. Not forgetting international news, BBC,
wow.
CNN, ABC News. We bring you headlines from those standpoints.
Wow, that is very, very, very amazing.
So we say, join us every day on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media at 10 a.m. with the headlines of top stories in our country and the world at large on Focal Online TV.
Good morning, fellow Liberians. Good afternoon. Good evening, and welcome to the program Inside the Print Media, where we inform you about every other situation taking place in our country. You know, at about this time, the administration of Joseph Waka is actually moving. As there are some major action as he takes a lot of decisions in the country. But again, we want to run strictly over to the newspaper we have in our possession. Today we have the Daily Observer newspaper, we have the Front Page Africa newspaper, we have the New Dawn newspaper, and lastly we have the Inquirer newspaper. We have the Inquirer newspaper. It appears that the Hot Pepper newspaper has a problem with their website, so we were unable to actually bring you stories from the Hot Pepper newspaper. For those of you who are watching, keep sharing our live videos so that you can encourage other people to get informed about what is taking place in our country, Liberia. Let's run over to the Daily Observer newspaper. Removal of tenure official violate constitution. Removal of tenure official violate constitution. Supreme Court slam Waka for illegal action. Removal of tenure official violate constitution. Supreme Court slams Waka for illegal action. The Supreme Court on Wednesday, April 24, delivered a landmark precedent decision in the tenure dispute over 5 autonomous public commissions and agencies whose leadership and executive branch sought to replace. Chief Justice Yanin A.Yo, who read the unanimous opinion, said that there is no showing that the act passed by the legislature providing tenure violate the power granted to the President of the Republic of Liberia under Article 56A of the 1986 Constitution to appoint and dismiss at his pleasure officials of government appointed by him. Therefore, Justice said, this court sees no reason to declare the said act unconstitutional, as the Minister of Justice has urged us to do. The alternative writ of prohibition issued by Justice in Timber is affirmed, and the preemptory writ free by the 4 of the 5 petitioners are hereby granted. Justice Yo further ruled the names of the nominee to the position currently occupied by petitioners herein mentioned are other withdrawn. Following his inauguration, President Bouacar in February 2024 nominated officials of ranking positions of 5 commissions and agency-wide tenures of those who currently hold those respective positions have not yet expired. Entities affected include the Liberia Telecommunication Authority, the Governance Commission, the National Public Health Institute of Liberia, the National Lottery and National Identification Registry. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court declined to issue the writ as prayed by the Executive Director of Environmental Protection Agency, Wilson Tape. Justice Yeo noted that the decision is based on the failure to establish the documentary evidence that Professor Tape was chosen from among a list of 3 persons recommended by the Policy Council to former President Weah and to make mention of his selection process in his petition regarding the existence of the summation of said list to include the name. He is not entitled to tenure on the act that created the EPA. Having been established that the petitioner served in interim executive director capacity at the EPA, his removal was in consonance with the executive order 123 signed by former President George Weah on November 22nd, 2023, in which he stated that all no-tenure presidential appointees shall be presumed to have resigned as of the date of his inauguration of President of Bouacar. Joseph Bouacar, Justice Yeo said, on the occasion of the remaining 4 petitioners, Justice Yeo said all of those Article 89 specifically created 3 autonomous puppet commissions. The same article authorizes the legislature to create agencies as may be necessary for the effective operation of government and to add laws for their governance. And even though the nomenclature does not expressly depict, the legislature acted within the scope of its authority in enacting laws for its governance, including the provisions of tenure officials. According to Hall, an act passed by the legislature is presumed to be unconstitutional unless the contrary is clearly shown. The legislature is presumed to have acted constitutionally empowered in statute, and code must act with the presumption that the statute is unconstitutional and invalid. Every intent is in favor of the validity of the statute, in addition to the conferred constitutional power to enact laws for the governance of the autonomous commission named under the Constitution. The Chief Justice explained that the legislature has given additional power to create other agencies as may be necessary for the effective operation of the government. At the same time, establishing the 3 autonomous commissions in 1986, the framers of the Constitution did not include all of the relevant autonomous commissions for the effective operation of the government, so they empower the legislature to act when the need arises to create additional autonomous commission, the judgment noted. She further explained that over the years, as the need for establishing other appropriate commission or agency for the effective operation of government become necessary, the legislature, consistent with the power granted it by Article 89, established all of the agencies from which the petitioner will remove under the executive branch and provided tenure for each of the said agency. In doing so, the legislature acted within the scope of its authority, Yeo noted. Yeo said the executive did not state any constitutional or statutory condition or cause by which the petitioner were being removed from their respective tenure position. We are also taken aback by the argument of the Justice Minister that the executive action was only at the nomination stage and only created a scare to the petitioner that they suffer no harm, injury, or embarrassment as they are still performing the duties and responsibility associated with their respective offices and enjoy all of the benefits associated with said offices, and that the petitions are based on future events which may not happen, meaning that the petitions were prematurely filed. This is pre-posterior, Justice Yeo exclaimed. Firstly, Justice Yeo said that the petitioner are still in the respective position only because the stay order imposed by Justice in Timber and not any magnanimous gesture by the executive. Yeo wonder why the executive could proceed to nominate individuals to a position that are available only to create a scare to the individual already occupying said position when there are provisions of the law that set forth procedure for the removal of office of officials of government as petitioner. The argument of the violation of due process right as enshrined in Article 28 of the 1986 Constitution, Justice Yule pointed out that the executive proceeded to nominate other individuals to respective position of the petitioner in disregard to the tenures and without notice, actual or constructive, to the petitioner or the opportunity to be heard in person by the council. The tenures as provided for under the law should be respected, hence the petitioner due process right was violated, and we hold that the Chief Justice noted the alternative prohibition issued by Justice Ichiba is a film, and the preemptive right prayed for is thereby granted. The name of the nominees of the position currently occupied by petitioner herein nominated are ordered withdrawn. UP's Nyan Tawan takes decisive lead in Nimba defying Godfather PYJ. The senatorial candidate of the ruling Unity Party, Nyan D. Tawan, has taken a significant lead over his main rival Samuel D. Kogat in the first provisional result of the senatorial elections in Nimba County. With about 157 out of 736 polling places checked as of April 24, Tawan has garnered approximately 19,966 votes, while Kogat has received around 3,737 votes. Former Senator Thomas Groupie and Armstrong Bogba Sleeper follow with 250 and 317 votes respectively. The provisional result released by the National Elections Commission on Wednesday, April 24, has sparked early celebration among Tawan supporters, particularly on popular social media platforms in Nimba County. Immediately after the National Elections provisional result, the Unity Party immediately published what they termed as progressive result from their war room, indicating that out of the 78 of the vote the team has checked, the candidate leads with 27,000 votes, expressing optimisms of victory. As the vote tally processing continued, tensions between the Dan and Manu tribes have surfaced, prompting Tawan's media team to issue a statement urging supporters to avoid tribal rhetoric and promote unity and inclusivity in the county. As the vote rallying process continued, the Tawan movement of the Senate, which is to reaffirm our unwavering commitment to unity and inclusivity in Nimba County, the release noted. While we maintain a significant lead in the ongoing tallying process, we await the final confirmation of the Senator-elect Yan Tuan joining victory throughout the experience. So we urge all supporters to uphold the values of unity and respect of all tribes in Nimba County. The outcome of Nimba senatorial election seems to be contravening the electoral norms in the county, as the will of Senator Prince Yomi Johnson for the first time in many years seems to be ignored at the pool. Despite being a political marriage with the party, Elton Shock support the candidate pointing out a litany of the difference with President Waka and his government. Many saw the withdrawal doesn't support the UP as a setback. Silence Bay, because it has been established political fact in the country that whatever PYJ wants, PYJ gets. This, however, seems not to be the case at this time. While the potential victory for Tawan seems promising, his opponent, Representative Koga and former Senator Groupie, have yet to concede defeat. However, both Siko and another contender conceded but refrained from congratulating anyone. The voter turnout in the election appears low but peaceful, with sporadic castings of ballot reported at the polling places. The voters are coming sporadically, but we are getting there gradually. One said one of the workers at the PF campus region may be the turnout will improve during the later hours. The race future for male candidates with different parts of Nimba County and the final voter roll indicates a significant number of registered voters in the county. However, it is unlikely that all registered voters will participate in the by-election, as logistical challenges may prevent some of them turning out to vote. With this being said, this is how we move over to the newspaper. Budget discrepancy, Farmer Speak Up alarms. Budget discrepancy from Speaker alarms. Ex-Speaker Buffer's Timber discloses that there was a huge discrepancy in his budget during his leadership of the House of Representatives, why his then Speaker received more money. Former Speaker of the House, Dr. Buffer's Timber, revealed here that there was a huge budget discrepancy during his leadership. The actual budget he signed did not reflect how much he earned compared to his deputy, current Speaker Jennifer Fonake Kofa. That Timber said his office was allotted $2,616,399 in the 2023 budget, while his then deputy earned $4,038,687. However, he knows that the budget from which he spoke differed from the 2023 budget published online. I was trying to learn that the budget of the Deputy Speaker of the 54th Legislature was $4,037,687. In my case, the budget given to my office was $2,216,399, he explained. That the Timber continued that a significant portion of that amount was deliberately not attended to by the Ministry of Finance, and I must admit, some of the government officials at the time. I must say that the Honorable Minister failed to honor his responsibility. He helped the Speaker of the 54th Legislature. He may not have been alone. Couples with email messages from the former Comptroller General to the Speaker. These are clear checks for my office are in my possession. Timber speaking to the paper on Wednesday, April 24, 2024, at his residence in Painesville, said that this was the cause with him for the past 6 years, and he invited the minister along with the senior staff on a few occasions, but there were always promises that were unfulfilled. He knows that he stood for yesterday at the legislature helped to keep Liberia peace alive, safe, peaceful, and stable. We stood for the people, we spoke for the people, and we advised the government Liberia could have been much better. The former speaker knows that his resolve to put the people first and serve the best interests of the country lead a deep state to attempt to fight back, destabilizing the running of the House of Representatives, strangling his office, and banishing him from the state. The Maryland County former lawmaker adds that his only craving, our sin, was to see Liberia become productive and prosperous. His past action was to facilitate the process of moving Liberia's annual budget to more than $1 billion United States dollar. Speaking at the Bear Mountain issue, he said revenue generated per annum from Bear Mountain Mining Company needs to be disclosed. Revenue sharing between the company and the government should be transparent, and value addition must be prioritized. He cautioned the government official should not have business dealing with the Bear Mountain directly or indirectly, saying realizing the price of gold has significantly risen or increased, corresponding benefits revenue-wide must come to the state. Workers must have their just salaries and benefits. With this being said, this is how we move over to another headlines on the New Dawn newspaper. Major blames Liberia with Deliman on failure. Major blames Liberia with Deliman on failure. Liberia City Mayor designate has come to time with blame, arguing that the government failure to allocate funding has left the oldest West African city in field. Monrovia City Mayor designate John Sharik Siafal says the filthiness of Monrovia is due to the government failure to allocate more funding to the municipal city government. Mayor Siafa, appearing for a confirmation hearing before the Senate, told members of the committee that if Monrovia and its environment must have a decent phase out, adequate budgetary allocation is needed to enable the MCC to meet its mandate. Sustainable waste management, he underscores, need proper physical support, which the Monrovia City Corporation lacks and contributes significantly to the city present waste management element. The mayor is asking for $4,430,587 in budgetary support from the national government to ensure clean and effective city management, but he projects an actual overall budget of $11,227,583. He appeared for budget hearing Wednesday, calling for more financial allocation for effective and sustainable city management. According to him, sustainable waste management needs proper physical support, which the Monrovia City Corporation lacks and has contributed significantly to the present waste management element in the capital. He notes that the fiscal year 2023 budget, the ceiling for the government of Liberia direct support to the cleanliness of Monrovia on the Clean City budget was 600,000, with a drastic reduction of 400,000 in 2024 fiscal budget. Mayor Siafa reveals that the data collected by the MCC indicates that to clean Monrovia at 45%, the city corporation needs about 2.8 million only for collection, disposal, and management of waste within the city limits. He added that the CLUS project budgetary allocation and payment on the government of Liberia last year, 2023, was 750,000 rather than the required 1.5 million support. For fiscal year 2024, the city projected for SCLOS project has declined immensely to 500,000 instead of 1.5 million due to the government commitment to the project, according to the mayor. He laments that if the government can live up to the agreed 1.5 million commitment to the counterpart funding, which he considered an error, there could be an imminent possibility for the World Bank to close the CLOS project closures. He says that the Monrovia City Corporation requires $11,023,583 for effective and proactive functionality, which could potentially close the city's current funding gap and support its cleaner effort, thereby improving the capital's overall management waste. Major Siafa say MCC could generate $2,813,032 from the internal income collection towards its budget, while national government should prioritize $8,208,551, which is vital sum that will improve the corporation function. However, the Monrovia City has $3,777,966 in the 2024 draft national budget, far lower than his budget forecast to meet personnel and clean city efforts. This indicates that MCC need an additional of $4,430,586 from the government and an internal income contribution of $2,830,032 to equate its current budget $1,021,856. Approved for 2020 was $4,654,450, with $3,700,964 decrease in proposed budget maximum of 2024, resulting in a difference of $1,133,253 US, or 23%. They just believe that without achieving the Monrovia City Corporation overall actual budget of $11,223,583, the City Corporation will find it extremely difficult to address the Monrovia waste management challenges, which does not bode well for the country and its people, given that the Monrovia is the country's capital. He appealed to lawmakers to see a just reason to allocate much needed resources to enable the Monrovia City Corporation to manage Monrovia waste. With this being said, this is how we will entertain a short break. We will come back and fill you in with development regarding the Front Page Africa newspaper and that of the Inquirer newspaper as well.
Hello dear, my name is K. Lyndon Toba. I'm in search of a platform where I can get credible information about daily happenings in Liberia and the world at large.
Hello, K. Lyndon Toba. My name is Grefina Nkoreshpa. Haven't you heard about Focal Online TV?
You say Focal Online TV?
Focal Online TV is located within a Tobo village community along the Japanese highway.
Tell me more about the platform.
This platform, called Focal Online TV Daily Edition of Inside the Print Media, does not encourage any form of dialogue between the viewers and the presenters.
Oh, you mean nobody calling there?
No, you can't call on a show. Let me talking out like with no calling there. So all you can do is you will listen to the news, and they can also encourage you to buy the newspaper, to listen to the news in details.
But do you do viewer recognition at times?
Oh yes, we do viewer recognition. When you are watching, we notify you, and sometimes we even appreciate you on our show, telling you thank you for always following us. We also encourage you to share the live stream, because the more you share the live stream, we transform and we transition ourselves as a broadcast team as well.
Wow. So when can I better get this program you are talking about?
This program is aired every Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. to 10:45. The program runs for 45 minutes.
Wow.
And guess what?
Wow.
We bring you hot stories of our trending situation within our country, Liberia. Imagine hearing stories from Hot Pepper newspaper, from the Daily Observer newspaper, from Front Page Africa. Are you a lover of Front Page Africa?
Oh yes, I'm a lover of
Front Page Africa, and the Women Voices, and a lot more. Not forgetting international news, BBC,
Wow.
CNN, ABC News. We bring you headlines from those standpoints.
Wow, that is very, very, very amazing.
So we say, join us every day on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media at 10 a.m. with the headlines of top stories in our country and the world at large on Foca Online TV.
Okay, folks, welcome back. Let's run strictly over to the front. Speaker Kofa gave a keynote address at World Malaria Day celebration today. Speaker Kofa gave a keynote address at World Malaria Day today. Today, Liberia will join the war in commemoration of the World Malaria Day on the theme Health, Equity, Gender, and Human Rights. The national slogan is "Sleep under the net everywhere and every night." This year, World Malaria Day will be celebrated in Yakatan, which will bring together students, parents, civil society, health partners, and local authority in an experimental program. The health minister, Dr. Louise, who disclosed that Kofa, a 55th legislature, will serve as keynote speaker. April 25th is set aside as World Malaria Day and is celebrated universally to draw attention to the negative impact malaria continues to have on the world's population and to create awareness in the advocacies being made to reduce malaria burden, that Okoto said. In Liberia, during the celebration of World Malaria Day, the malaria vaccines and the insecticides treated next national mass campaign will be launched. The malaria vaccine will be given in the southeastern county later up to the other counties in the country. During the celebration, awareness is created that malaria is a preventable and curable disease. There will be radio talk show as a means of educating the public on pertinent issues on malaria, including the strategies and community-based activity to enhance the understanding of malaria. According to the health minister, the program begins with a parade commencing at 8:30 a.m. from Yakatan to Weddytown in Rivers County. This will also follow by the indoor program at the health center in Rivers, where the Speaker of the National Legislature will give a keynote speech. Thereafter, the malaria vaccine insecticide treated net mass campaign will be launched. Meanwhile, Liberia has been included among 12 countries in Africa to benefit from the World Health Organization first ever approved malaria vaccine to introduce the malaria routine immunization program for the first time. Liberia has allotted 120,000 doses of malaria vaccine, but on January 2024 only received 8,780 vials, while the remaining 44,890 vials expected in July 2024. Accordingly, the malaria vaccine will be administered beginning today across the 6 counties. The 6 counties have 39 statutory or political districts targeting 36,946 total in the 6 county. 149 health facilities will be used to administer the vaccine. Sino, 38 health centers, Rangida, 24 health centers, Grand 20 health centers, Maryland, 26 health facilities across River D, 20 health facilities, River says 21 health facilities. Malaria remains one of Africa's deadliest diseases. Nearly half a million children under the age of 5 and accounting of approximately 95% of global malaria cases and 96% of deaths in 2021. With this being said, this is how we move over to another headline, strictly on the front page African newspaper. A slap in Liberian veterans. A slap in the face of Liberian veteran. Workers appoint Senegalese Kibi. A slap in the face of Liberian veteran. Workers Senegalese Kibi. As Liberian struggles to find help in the country, workers appointed Senegalese Kibi as ambassador at large for youth and sport development. Kibi was appointed by the Liberian leader in early April as a diplomat of the government to assist in the sport and youth sector of the country. This letter of appointment, which is in the possession of front page African newspaper, case that the president confidence in Kibi to serve. Although the appointment has been published on the Executive Mansion official Facebook page, Presidential Press Secretary Kulabi Fofana confirmed that the letter is authentic. The letter dated April 10, 2024 states, "Dear Mr. Kibi, I'm pleased to appoint you as ambassador at large for youth and sport development. This appointment is based on your dedication and commitment to the development of sports in Liberia and your invaluable contribution to the training of our youth. We trust that you will continue to demonstrate utmost integrity, dedication, commitment in the discharge of your duty. Please accept my congratulations." The letter signed by the head of state, President Joseph Boeman Boakai, added. An ambassador of state is a diplomat, a secretary, or is minister of the highest rank who is accredited to represent a country and its people internationally. Unlike an ambassador in residence, who is usually limited to a country or ambassador, the ambassador at large is entrusted to cooperate in several, usually neighboring countries, a region, or sometimes to a seat in an international organization. In some cases, an ambassador at large may even be specifically assigned a role to advise and assist the state of government in particular issue. The news of Kibi's appointment has been greeted with mixed feelings among sport lovers in Liberia and former players of the national football team. Many have wondered why the chief patrons who could choose a foreigner over the Liberian sport enthusiasts, stakeholders, and former players. The decision of President Boakai seems to have sent a message that he doesn't trust the veterans of the country who have contributed to the development of sports in Liberia. Liberian football stakeholder Milton Yoko took to his Facebook page expressing disappointment. What help does this appointment bring to the Liberian football, Mr. President? I'm really disappointed. We played 2 national team games and we still owe the hotel in Morocco. Besides, we still owe the company that provided the plane tickets. Our national team needs to go to camp now to prepare for the upcoming matches, but there is no money. We on 17 and on 20 need to travel to other international matches, but the government cannot afford plane ticket. But the president is appointing a foreigner to serve the sport ambassador, who will get paid from our country money and travel with an official passport. It is that no Liberian can serve in this position. I supported this government with everything, but I have finally given up on everything. We will leave this one, he said in a Facebook post. Investigation by Front Page Africa has shown that Kibi has not been involved with football or sports in Liberia for a long time, contrary to a section in his appointment letter that he has been dedicated and committed to developing sports in Liberia and youth through his training program. Currently, Kibi has a share in former Liberian goalkeeper Nathaniel Sherman's Goalkeeper Academy. The academy was previously named Shamhan's Professional Goalkeeping Academy, but after negotiation, the academy name changed to Kibi Goalkeeper Academy. Our sports desk has been informed that Kibi doesn't own the Kibi Goalkeeper Academy. as has been circulating on Facebook, shared in the academy. Also, he has he has been looking for a club to buy in the top of Liberian football and has turned down by Fipo FC when he tried to buy it. It was also believed that President Bwaka doesn't really have an idea of appointment or knows Kibi. A close official in the office is the one pushing Kibi for the position. Ali Kibi, born 24 November 1984, is a former Senegalese football striker and he is known of the Senegal Ashain Foot Center. With this being said, this is how we love to entertain a short break. When we come back, we fill you in with development regarding the Inquirer newspaper.
Hello dear, my name is K. Lyndon Togba. I'm in search of a platform where I can get credible information of our daily happenings in Liberia and the world at large.
Hello, K. Lyndon Togba. My name is Greg Courage. Haven't you heard about Focal Online TV?
You say Focal Online TV?
Focal Online TV is located within a Tobo village community along the Japanese highway.
Tell me more about the platform.
This platform, called Focal Online TV Daily Edition of Inside the Print Media, does not encourage any form of dialogue between the viewers and the presenters.
Oh, you mean nobody calling there?
No, you can't call on a show. Let me talking out like when we're no calling there. So all you can do is you will listen to the news, and they can also encourage you to buy the newspaper to listen to the news in details.
But do you do viewer recognition at times?
Oh yes, we do viewer recognition. When you are watching, we notify you, and sometimes we even appreciate you on a show, telling you thank you for always following us. We also encourage you to share the live stream, because the more you share the live stream, we transform and we transition ourselves as a broadcast team as well.
Wow. So when can I better get this program you are talking about?
This program is aired every Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. to 10:45. The program runs for 45 minutes.
Wow.
And guess what?
Wow.
We bring you hot stories of our trending situation within our country, Liberia. Imagine hearing stories from Hot Pepper newspaper, from the Daily Observer newspaper, from Front Page Africa. Are you a lover of Front Page Africa?
Oh yes, I'm a lover of
Front Page Africa, and the Women Voices, and a lot more. Not forgetting international news, BBC,
wow.
CNN, ABC News. So we bring you headlines from those standpoints.
Wow, that is very, very, very amazing.
So we say, join us every day on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media at 10 a.m. with the headlines of top stories in our country and the world at large on Focal Online TV.
Many thanks to you for keep following Focal Online TV. So let's run strictly to the Inquirer newspaper. Because of time, we will not bring you the full details we have from the Inquirer newspaper. No law prohibits FGM in Liberia. U.S. 2023 Human Rights Report reveals. No law prohibits FGM in Liberia. U.S. 2023 Human Rights Report reveals. Just in case you are wondering what FGM is female genital mutilation. The United States 2023 Country Report on Human Rights Practices in Liberia reveals that there has been no bill passed on female genital mutilation in Liberia. Rather than the immediate past, government used political will within the legislature to address the issue. According to its selected statistics on women's status, 9% of women 20 to 24 years married or in union before age 15 to 36 of women 20 to 24 years married or in union before 18 to 37 years of women 20 to 24 years have given birth by age 18. The report disclosed that the law did not prohibit the practice of FGM. While NGOs reported that there was little political will within the legislation to address the issue. Like on Friday, October 27, 2023, at the Gongwe Vocational and Heritage Center constructed by the UN Women under the auspices of the European Union and the United Nations Spotlight Initiative. Former practitioners from Nima County handed over traditional tools they use to perform FGM, thereby signaling an end to the practice. While February 6th, the National Council of Chiefs and Elders in Liberia, headed by Chief Zanzan Kawa, only instituted a national ban on FGM and closed a traditional rural school in Montserrat County, replacing it with a heritage and vocational center to train FGM practitioners with alternative skills for livelihood. The human rights report further revealed that during the year, local authority closed 3 secretive rural so-called boot schools where the UN practice took place in 3 separate counties and worked with the UN Women to provide training to residents. Yet, where is it practiced like Liberia? FGM is performed in line with tradition and social norms to ensure that girls are socially accepted and marriageable, and to uphold the status and honor of that of the entire family. And the UN is working with government and civil society partners towards the elimination of the FGM in those counties. FGM refers to all procedures involving partial or total removal of the female external genital or formal injury to the female genital organs for non-medical reason. FGM is a violation of the girls' and women's rights and is condemned by many international treaties and conventions as well as national legislature in many counties. However, according to the prevailing attitude towards FGM, slightly more than half of girls and women in Liberia think that the practice should stop, while around 1 in 3 thinks it should continue. Meanwhile, the report said that the government did not enforce the law on sexual violence while rape was a serious and pervasive problem in Liberia. The report, which was released on Monday, April 23, highlighted the ongoing challenges facing Liberia in terms of protecting a woman or man, including spousal and domestic or intimate partner rape and others forms of domestic and sexual violence, including so-called corrective rape of lesbian, bisexual, transgender, queer, or intersex. It noted, according to the report, that the government officials allegedly committed acts of sexual violence, documenting that in February, the commander of the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency Maryland Detachment, Sergeant Joseph Tajadin, allegedly sexually assaulted a girl age 16. Although illegal domestic violence was a widespread problem, the maximum penalty for conviction of domestic violence was 6 months imprisonment, but the government did not enforce the law effectively, the report disclosed. So with this being said, this is how we will sum up with all of our news presentation. Many thanks to all of you who have been following. My name is K. Lyndon Toba, and this is how I wind down the curtain on today's news presentation.